Hello, hello. Okay, it's been a minute since I last streamed, and I'm sure this topic is going to be coming out of nowhere, trying to repair a bike tail light, but that is the project in front of me that I decided to work on for today, and I'll see how far I can get in about an hour and a half. So, might as well get started. Let's move away and show what I have. So, so here's the project for today. We have tail lights enclosure here. This is what it kind of looks like primarily from the outside. This is the battery component, so it has two AAA batteries. And what should also be mounted is the actual lighting here. So these are all LEDs. I think they're all the same. Well, these two are probably not the same, these side ones here. Probably not the same as these big ones here. I don't remember the color what it should or shouldn't look like. But basically, this is the entire circuit board in a nutshell. It's just this thing right here. Um, yeah, so the problem that's been going on for a while is that there was a button that was attached here. I believe it was like this. There's a, whoop, did I just lose it? No, this is the button that was, yeah, this is the button here that was meant to, you're supposed to be able to press it. Probably can't pick it up on the mic, but you press it here and it's supposed to quiverly here. So like the button would actually be underneath this rubber membrane. So you press on the rubber membrane like this. Oh, I'm just losing parts all over the place. So you press on that rubber membrane and it's supposed to actually press this button here, this physical button, which is actually attached to this board. And when you press it, there's this microcontroller chip in here. Let's see if I can get the, let's see. This is the microchip that would actually be running the whole show. So you can see, again, the LEDs on the sides here. Then on the other side is these massive LEDs in comparison. You know, your basic capacitors, resistors, et cetera, et cetera. And this is where the button actually used to be. I desoldered it um, not that long ago. Actually, I have a video to actually share about that. So let's see if I can bring up the desktop here. Here we go. So I think I have it here. Yeah. So this is a video I did of me taking this apart in May 31st. So yeah, I was using OBS to actually do the capturing of all this. Um, so yeah, this is me taking it apart. I noticed that the terminals were a little corroded here. So this is me just dealing with it at the moment, taking it apart. See what else was I doing here. This is actually going to be really useful because I think I skipped it. So I think I need to re-remember how the the switch actually works, the button, like where it goes. So let me see if I can go backwards and see the circuit board. All right, so this is me taking it apart again. So I guess you can clearly see here that the button is like not on the same side as the big LEDs. It's on the other side. And I think this is me trying to take it off. Yeah, this is me trying to make a connection. And this is interesting what I was trying to do. I was trying to actually make a confirmation here with the terminals, meaning I was trying to figure out whether the button was actually working or not at all. Yeah, this one. So I can actually demonstrate this really quick. So this is the broken switch. I figured out that's broken. And the way to figure that out very quickly is that you need to have a multimeter to help you out first. That'll make things a lot easier. I'm in the moment trying to find alligator clips uh, to make this even a faster check. One moment. No, this will work. Okay. So the way to make sure that the multimeter is working is you have to have basically two probes, one on either side here. So I'll switch to the microscope. So you want two probes like this, right? One on one end, one on the other end. And then you just have to take a multimeter. And all you really have to do with those probes is you're just checking for continuity to make sure that effectively when you press the button, do you hear a sound from the continuity, right? So on this meter, continuity is displayed here by this red. Here we go. All right. And you see this multimeter. Well, let me see if I can get to, so you see that, the multimeter. So if I have these two probes right here, and I want to check if the continuity works. See how there's like a reaction? It's a zero, basically. There's no resistance. And sorry that everything's upside down, backwards, but that's just how the camera is right now. But yeah, see, there's like a lot of reaction here at the moment. All right, so what's supposed to happen in this case is I take one probe on one side, like this. Notice it's like holding in place to the button. Take the other probe to the other side, like this. All right, you have the button is now paired off. And the idea is if you press the button, you're supposed to get the same sort of issue here, the same sort of condition. I'm pressing the button, nothing's happening. Pressing, 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 nothing, 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 nothing. So that just means that somehow this button has failed. And I can't help but think that, maybe something broke inside here, inside this casing. And it's just actually too much trouble. It's like more trouble than it's worth to break this open, fix the thing, and then return it back because it might be like a piece of metal in here that the structural integrity inside is just like no good anymore. And why spend all that time when one can just buy new buttons? These look about the same in terms of size. Let me see. You look about the same. And I got these from Adafruit. They're not sponsoring me or anything, but you can, let's see about, let's get this over here. So old button, new button. They look pretty close to one another. Hopefully they actually match up pretty well. What I'm trying to do is like trying to check the leggings here. They're pretty darn close. I think they're, not perfect, but pretty darn close. All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to run the same exact tests that we did before with the other button. One on one leg, one on the other leg. All right. Let's see. Do I get some sort of... Yep. And you see there's reaction now. Every time I press the button, that means that the connection from the red to the... So from like the hot to the neutral, or, this is not AC, but you're talking about positive lead, negative lead. Now, when I press the button, it actually completes the circuit and makes that. So this button was not doing that. This button is the one that was originally here, totally broken. So instead, I'm going to take this one that I bought from Adafruit, and it just comes in like a bag like this. Just you get a whole bunch of bag of buttons like that. And in fact, I bought kind of like their supply of buttons here. It's like all types of switches that mount all different configurations. I mean, I'll do like a quick grand tour here. Um, So these are the buttons I care about. These sort of like ones that it's like the button, but then it's like sideways mounted. So like you mount it like kind of top to bottom. But you can get the same sort of style of buttons elsewhere, but they mount in different ways. So I'm going to put on a microscope real quick. So for example, this is a different type of button, right? And notice it can mount flush against a board. So all the legs are at the bottom. So it's just like the same button mold, but it's just meant for a different solution. It's meant to like solder to sit on, and then all four legs to be soldered onto something, you know? And that could be whatever other mounting that needs to happen for whatever other board. But I mean, they're like very interesting button configurations here. I mean, you get the massive buttons. Look at that. That's pretty big. I mean, compared to this other one, right? It's like the older brother. Same. The legs look a little different. They're like, well, these are like kind of getting married to get to one another, but these are kind of like hole through. Like you push it through four holes, and the legs go right through. All. Let me get them out of the bag. Right. So this is another one. So you push all the legs through, like into the board like that. Like if my finger was the board, it would push through. Big butt. Now this one won't fit obviously because it's like way too big for what we need it. But that's just kind of a sample when you get like these baby buttons here. I mean, again, they're the exact same form factor where you like put it on the surface. But man, check out like how much bigger the regular button is compared to that one. This one's tiny. So yeah, you can get all sorts of buttons from your local electronics store on the internet. But for right now, what we're going to focus on is just that one button that closely matches what we need. And we're going to go ahead and try and replace the broken button. So I'll move these out of the way, this bag of buttons, move this multimeter out of the way. All right, and what we're gonna do is we're gonna try and do a replace. So bad one here, I can tell because it's a shorter leg. This one's the longer one. Then we're gonna try and solder it onto this. So let me get you on the microscope. And first things first is we need to mount this again. Sorry, it's a little, this is all scuffed. This whole stream is scuffed, so it's fine. All right. I'm just trying to motivate myself to stream at all nowadays, and you get me how you get me. Yep, those are the pinholes. All right, we're gonna just quickly test. Will this fit through? And it seemed solid. All right, cool. All right, so we need to clear that up. I have my handy dandy soldering iron here. We're gonna go ahead and heat it up. And the intention is we're gonna see if we can get, I don't know what that might be. Is that resin or actually while I'm at it, I'll put some music on to entertain me. There we go. All right. Let's see. Trying to heat this up. Oh yeah, it's solder. So this needs to be so what I think I did is I did a very fast job of removing it without removing the solder before. So oh. So what I have to do is actually remove the solder. How do you remove solder? Is you can do it a number of ways. You can do a solder sucker, but I primarily like to use a wick. And I'm literally trying to find, like, it is right here. Cool. Perfect. So I had a little bit of my terrible, terrible flux here. That is yellow and terrible and sticky and don't buy it. Got it off of Amazon. It was not good. And then you just go ahead and you absorb. Apply a ton of heat. Look at all that solder get wicked away. Clear hole. Perfect. All right. It's the same difference here. Let's go, let's go. Perfect. There it is. Just good old solder wick, a very hot soldering pen. That's all you need. All right, let's go ahead and clean it up a little bit. Gonna go use isopropyl alcohol, right? Because the solder I'm using is terrible. Look how bad it is, right? Look how grimy it is. But you know, I'm trying to get through it. I'm not trying to be wasteful. I'll use it until it's no longer useful, and then I'll get to actually use the solder. Sorry, the flux that I actually want to use instead. All right, clean, very nice and clean, perfect. All right, so the test is, will this fit through? Oh yeah, look at that, perfect. And you see, I bought this button as part of a pack online, hoping that this is going to be that was just going to work, you know, like hoping whatchamacallit, that standards would fit. Would Okay, so the other thing that's usually problematic here is like, okay, great, the button fits and everything, but how the heck do you flip it over and then solder the legs on without it just falling right through, right? Because there's nothing holding it. Usually what I do is I try and use some tape. Now you can't just use any tape, right? Because you don't want to burn yourself or anything. So what I use usually is Kapton tape. I think that's how you pronounce it. It's the NASA tape. It's the tape that you put on your shuttles to put things together because it's incredibly good at resisting heat. You can just buy it. And then usually what I do, I'm sorry, this is like totally in the way. Usually what I do is I try, this is me, I'm not an expert. Just want to point that out. This is just my hobby, complete amateur, yada, yada, yada. So what I usually do is snip some here. And I do a terrible job of trying to adhere it. Try and put it kind of sort of like that. Like tight. That means like on there. But the thing is, you don't need it. I don't need this to be on there forever. Like, geez, a few minutes will do you know? Like, I don't really need it there on forever. If it lasts for 3 minutes, that's all I need. So, and just to aid, I'm gonna use a nice, no, I'll also use the bad solder. Here you go, bad solder. Let's go, bad solder. I mean, sorry, bad flux. Bad flux. Use the bad flux. There we go. All right. And then I just need it for like half a minute more. Right. And with one leg on there like that, I think you're like pretty good at stability, right? Because the it doesn't really have that much to give anymore because at least you have one down and one to go. So I moved the tape over because again, it's like I think with just soldering one leg on like that, that's all the sort of stability you need. Like that. Yeah, I think that's it. There, I have soldered on a brand new button to this bike tail, in which the button before was not working. All right, let's see about music. I need some jams. Where are you, Frostbite? Perfect. Traversing. Yep. My jams. So repeat. All right. And that's really all there is to it. Like usually the other part would be it's like okay, like are the legs a little too long? And like they're sticking out, but you know, the lights themselves stick out. So it's not really that big of a deal to kind of leave it. I'm just going to leave it for now, but it's up to an individual maker's discretion how clean they want the circuit board to be. Like, do you want it to be the same as it was before? You know, try and really mimic the sort of conditions of the other buttons? Like, sure. I mean, it's up to you. Oh my god, it's terrible. This flux is awful. It's like, ugh. Oh my god. I hate this flux so much. Yeah, why not just leave some cotton or cotton swab on the board too? It's your own prerogative. You can do that too if you want. Jeez. Look at that. Beautiful. Okay. God, do I really want to waste my nicer Q-tips on this? I guess I do. This is going to bother me too much knowing that that little section has not been touched because the Q-tips are a little too big, so I'll get this nicer one. Look at how nasty this flux is. I hate it so much. But I'm working on it. Once I get through that flux, I'm never buying it again from Amazon. Just sticking with the good stuff. Like that. Alright. You know what's funny is like I know that this surface, no matter how much I've cleaned it with alcohol, it's still going to be sticky. I don't know what the hell is wrong with that flux, but it's terrible. All right, so this is the original look of it. It was like this, like you see that button sticking proud like that, and the idea is, you know, it kind of goes into the case like that, and then this gray rubber membrane is what actually presses that button too. So, what is next? I think what's next is this part. So the battery pack actually was soldered onto this as well. But I forget how the heck this is all connected together. Like, do I need... Oh boy. What do I need to make sure that everything works well together here? Oh, I think it's the screws. I think it's like these baby screws were on there. Like there was no metal holding this together. Okay, so I think I know what it is. I think it's like these baby screws here. Like literally like that screw right there. It's three of those. So 1, 2, 3. I mean, microscope vision. Right? So it's like 1 screw, 2 screws, 3 screws. They just have to like line up a little bit more like that. And I think that's enough to get the for the connection to work. All right. Well, I'm glad I'm streaming this because it's actually this has been sitting on my bench for like weeks. And I feel like, you know, if I had the right motivation, I could have done this weeks ago. I mean, that video I showed earlier on stream of me disassembling this was from May, late May. Now it's it's like latter half of June. All right, so screw 1. Now I gotta get screw 2 here. It's good I'm doing this. It clears up the bench, so I can do other projects. Like get back to doing mini disc stuff. Ah, all right. It's gonna be like that, eh? I think this is how it works. I mean, this makes the most sense to me, but we'll see. We'll see if this even works at all or not. We'll do it all together. And this is a nice project I'm finding. I've worked on really hard hobby projects. Like I think a mini disc player was like the hardest thing I've ever had to work with because the components are so small and they fold on top of one another, kind of like origami. That you can make a mistake and you wouldn't know where you made the mistake, right? Is it like in the fold? Did the cable get damaged? And the cables are so delicate, all the components are much smaller. This is like so straightforward of a thing to mess with. And also, I don't even think they make this light anymore. That it's like, you know, it's so cheap and there's no like really little risk to taking one apart, looking at how it works, and then trying to solve it. Be like, hey, I wonder if I can make it work. Right? Because what's the worst that can happen? You have to buy another light anyways. But at least with what I'm doing, it's meant to prevent it going to a landfill, right? Okay, I have two batteries here. Need to just triple check the voltage on these batteries. Make sure I don't have dead batteries going in. 1.4, that's right, for one. 1.5 for the other. All right, so those batteries are perfect. So next stop is going to be putting the batteries in. This. And last step is just to press the button right here. All right, pressing button now. Hey, whoa. It works except for this one. It's like really. So this one's not working. This last light for some reason, but the yellow ones on either side are working. Press the button again. Yep. Okay, so we know that this last LED is not working. It's like all the other ones are. This one is not. So next step will be to remove the batteries. I'm going to see if I can just resolder the LED and see whether it's like an issue there. So with that, that means that the everything we're doing is working. Perfect. So the button was the problem, and putting it together like this works fine. But what I want to do is, while we're here, right, we're already taking things apart, everything, we have all our equipment on the bench. Just give it a shot and see whether the problem to the LED is just the legs themselves need to be resoldered on or not. And if that's the case, it's a very simple procedure. All right, so taking the screws off again here. Cool. And then this comes apart again like that. All right, so the last LED is the one that's having an issue. And can we take a look at... I mean, that doesn't look like a good solder. Just because I say that, I mean, I don't have any good experience, but like the way it's kind of like not flat like that on it, I kind of want to see about making that nice and clean. Maybe there's something wrong inside the joint there. We'll see. Um, Terrible flux. Let's go. Oh my god, this flux is terrible. And the simple thing to do is just use brand new solder here. Just take some brand new one and just run it over. I don't even have to hold this this board in any other way because it's just like on the bench. I think I just need to apply a little bit of it. All right, hot enough. Just reflowing it like that. Like that. Like that. I think that's it. All right, so if this needs any more work, I'm just gonna let it go. It's like not worth the effort being like, oh, where can I find another LED that's the same size, that kind of is the same color? You know, it has to be like that sort of red. I'm just like, nah, you know what? It's fine, it's fine. What we're trying to do here is just, will this small amount of work that I just did, just like reflowing the solder here, is this enough to get this going? And if it is, great, because really, how much effort was that? It's like, none at all. Right. And I find this entertaining that the way the battery compartment here connects to the the way this battery component connects to this, it's just by screws. That's it. You know, and like the screws are the way that the electrons flow and help power the board. I've seen that just a few times, and like without it being like actual wires or anything. It's just like the screws themselves are what connects everything together. Yeah, so this is a perfect project. It's like if there's a toy that you're interested in trying to fix, if it's like, you know, not something that people will miss if you mess up on it, it's perfect. Like these are some perfect projects to do on like a rainy day. Um, I heard like a crack. I wonder what I just did. There we go. And I always take the battery out. It's better safe than sorry. You don't want to get hit with, I don't know, 3 volts or whatever, but how about 0 volts? How about I don't get hit with anything? That'd be great. All right. Battery's in again. Pressing the button again. Hey, there we go. That's all it was. Or, oh no. It was totally working before. At this point, I'm like, is it the bulb itself? Is it the LED? Oh, I just messed it up, I guess. Oh, there we go. So I think this bulb itself is just like not working. Okay, well, you know, what do we get? 6 out of 7 is good. Get that. Okay. So it's time to reassemble everything because, hey, I just saved myself some money by just completing this myself. Okay, so you put the armor casing on top here. Armor casing. I mean, it's just like what it's meant to do is, well, what is going on? It's like turning on by itself. All right. All right. I think it goes on like, yeah, it goes on like this. Yeah, I'm just feeling this out. I have no instruction manual or anything about this. That's so funny. It's like just turning on by itself now. Do you think it might be the legs? All right, fine, fine. Yeah, I'm like thinking maybe I should clip the legs. Just in case the legs themselves, now that they're very long, then maybe I should clip them. Because they might be like making contact with something that I don't want them to. 1, 2, okay. There, now they're short legs. See, much shorter, perfect, okay. All right, let me press the buttons again. Yep. Okay, cool. Gosh, we're almost done already. It's great. Yeah, what I think was happening is I may have been accidentally shorting it with like this thing is also like maybe metal conductive and like it was like pressing on the legs and making that button like, you know, the legs are right under here. So I'm curious if I was like making like too much contact and it was making a connection. Who knows? Whatever. Um let's see. trying to figure out where this piece goes. What is this piece? Where does this go? No idea. Trying to figure this out. Because there's this piece. That rubber, that gray rubber membrane thing is right there. So I'm like, are you a part of it? Maybe. Maybe it's part of it. Fits. All right. So that gray thing is for the button. The button is right there, so it goes in like this. If I remember correctly, it just snaps. Oh no. That is not where it goes. I can't press the button. Damn. All right. Gotta take it off again. On, off, on, off, on, off. We're learning. This is how learning happens. You gotta struggle. You know, one step forward, two steps back. Come on. That's how you learn. Cool. Okay, button still works. I'm convinced now that this section is incorrect. Alright, let's see about trying to plug it in like this. Okay, good snaps. Yep, two. Alright, I don't know what this is for. I'm just gonna let it be. How about I let it be? Oh, so satisfying. So, I mean, what was the material cost for this? I bought like a whole bag of buttons that I can reuse, not reuse, excuse me, I can use the bag of buttons for other projects. This is very useful for this project because I needed just one button. So I'm like, why not just go ahead and buy a number of other buttons here? This is also a button. I mean, this is crazy. And this is also a button. Pretty satisfying to press. Not useful in this case, but, for some other case maybe down in the future. Are there any other interesting ones? I mean, all the other ones are variations on the theme. Just like smaller, bigger, whatever. Okay. So I think we're done. I mean, I don't know how much longer this this will last for. I mean, you see that that LED is like not working anymore. But, having side, side, and then, 5 here. Better than nothing. So I get to put this back on my bike again. Don't have to spend any money on that. And the material cost is like, to me, it's rather irrelevant because I get to use these buttons over and over again. I mean, not, excuse me. I get to use these buttons in future projects. So what? Maybe $1? Of course, the most expensive thing is probably the getting the experience to be able to look at something like this, be like, I can probably fix it. It's probably pretty simple of what a problem might be. And in this case, it was. It was just like the button itself, like this button that I took out. That one just happened to be broken, so I get to throw this away, put in a new button. Maybe costing cents, really, in the grand scheme of things, because you get this whole bag, and I just need one. And so, just a matter of having enough confidence to use a soldering iron, which is not terrible. I mean, I burned myself in more bizarre ways, but the soldering iron, learning how to use it, has been really fun, and I feel like indispensable in this type of work of, well, not work, it's more like hobby, of just wanting to repair baby things that you have around the house. So I think in terms of cost, it's like not much, but I think what you gain more than anything is like the confidence in something that used to be so mystical to me, so beyond what I thought I was capable of doing, and then just like practicing for a number of years at this point, it's becoming so like second nature. Like you're using it's like handwriting. It's like you learn how to write, and then all of a sudden you're like just writing on all sorts of surfaces, and you're writing all sorts of things, and you don't even think about it anymore. You're like, oh, I need to make sure to write a note, and then you just do it, and then it becomes indispensable in that way. Like it's just like a skill trait that you have that you don't really think about much. You just like know that, oh, I just have to do this thing now, and then you just do it. It feels great, very empowering. And I think you can't really put a price on that sense of empowerment, and especially on something that it's so important to know how to fix your own stuff if it's simple like this, right? This, you can probably buy another version of this. It's like $30 plus shipping, but this is just cents, and then you just replace a button. And also, they don't even make this one anymore. This is the Blackburn, I think Mars something or another. They don't even make this one anymore. But what if I really, really like this one? And you get to bring it back however you want. Maybe in the future, maybe I would want to replace these LEDs with a different color or make them even brighter. Of course, it will kill the battery sooner, but you can do whatever you want. You own this. You can do whatever you want with it. So you should feel empowered to do whatever you want. And I think I think that's more than anything. It's just like diving in. You're gonna get burned. I mean, like this is on here because I cut myself. Things will happen. Um, but the experience is what's the most important thing that can't be taken away from you. And then the experience gives you empowerment to do more. So yeah, that was the stream. I can't believe I finished it in under an hour. I thought it was gonna take me longer than that, but no, I was feeling confident. Anyways, until next time, I'm not sure what the next stream will be, like what the project will be, but this is fun to just get this done. Man, it's such a shame I can't get that last LED to work, but I got these. And perfect is the enemy of good. Awesome. Get to put this on my bike. Looking forward to it. Alrighty, everybody. Thank you for joining me. Um, until next time, keep learning. And I'll hopefully be on sooner rather than later. Alright, take care, everyone. Bye bye.